Good morning, everyone. It's a little after 8 in the morning, and grab a cup of coffee and join me in gardening. Today I noticed, I always check in the morning, make sure it's watered nice, and I noticed on one of my zucchini leaves there is shiny slime, which means I have slugs or snails, and I need to get a handle on that now before it eats my harvest. Some of my tomatillos are, let me show you, I don't know if you can see it, they're getting munched on. That's one thing I look for, is shininess on leaves, which I noticed on this leaf. Let me bring you in a little closer. So the shininess on this leaf tells me there are snails or slugs. So I have my tray, gardening tool, and my slug and snail killer to get a handle on this. What I'll do is just sprinkle some each. Oh, nice. So I planted bush beans, and for some reason they're vining, and it's making me nervous. I'm kind of wondering if the label was wrong for bush beans, because I don't remember bush beans doing this. This is making me worried. I did order more of their trellises, so hopefully it'll be okay. In certain spots, the green beans are not coming up, only because when those seeds get too wet, they turn to mush. These two I just picked up from right there because they were going underneath the reservoir. That's the only thing I noticed different about the basket weed reservoir. It doesn't have like the little dip these do. How they're indented to leave room for flower. These are just flush. Even on my original, it's flush, so it doesn't leave a gap like it should. So I'm not sure if this was just a designer flaw or they did that intentionally. But it's early. I like to be in the garden early to check everything. Baby's fed, she's napping. I got my coffee. I'll mist when I can. I don't like to add pesticides till like later in the afternoon. That way it soaks overnight on them, and then in the morning I'll just mist them off. Thinking of going to my local tractor supply store and getting what is it, some like straw or something, because these mats are ridiculous. I just put this in 2 days ago and it's full. Something about this soil they like, because it's wet, and I don't want it to dry out. It looks like I might have to buy peppers. It's too late to start seeds again, because I've had a aphid issue since they've been in the house, and they are not growing the way I want them to. They're eating the leaves. The funny thing is, I think, is some of the soil I did get from my totes that were on that side. and my boyfriend told me he threw cantaloupe seeds in there. So, and in my soil there's a type of melon growing, and it's cantaloupe, and you could tell because there's cantaloupes right here. Take them out. Maybe insert them other places in the garden. I think it's funny. So this is a lunch red bell pepper. Last season, I just started the cilantro. I am gonna have to take out these two. Oh my gosh, that is a ranunculus that got in the soil. That needs to come out. This is an ornamental pepper. This died. I don't want anything to take over the bottom tier because my artichoke is in it. And my artichoke is growing. That's so cool. So every few days, or every day, whenever I have the chance, I like to rotate them. While I'm rotating them as well, I'm also looking for any pesticide or slug evidence. I like how this flower is growing beautifully. My herbs kind of took over. Looks like I got a carrot right there. I don't know what flower this was. I had it in a pot, and it grows back every year. But I loved it, and I haven't seen it flower yet because it keeps dying. But hopefully I'll see some flowers because it's growing underneath the reservoir and it's sticking out. Slug. My cucumbers are doing nicely. Should put the trellis out, and when my other one comes, put it down below. Sorry for the glare. And look at all those. I cut this twice. And the shoots. Look at all that. And this one too. A lot of little florets. And this one. Got a new one coming in. So I didn't amend these 3. I didn't add my fertilizer like I should. I didn't add extra perlite or vermiculite, which I should have. Those are the only 3 I didn't amend. So if I amended those, I probably would have had a better harvest for my cold hardy crops. So that's it. That wraps up the garden. I do want to show you one more thing. My sunflowers are growing. Look at that sunflower. I don't know what that is, but corn's starting to pop up. Another sunflower. These had corn, so the corn's coming up. I can see another corn right there. Sunflower. I think that's a sunflower poking up too. Another sunflower. But the corn I planted are coming up. And my cat started laying in them, which made me mad. But the corn's coming. Corn. I think that's a sunflower. No, that's a cantaloupe. See, cantaloupe. Corn. I have to water those. My green beans are right here. I think my marigolds are growing. I threw a ton of marigolds and I churned the soil. I think that's a zucchini. A zucchini. I had an extra one. This is a potato. I think that's a marigold. So we'll see how this grows. So everything's coming out nice. I'm pretty excited. The flowers are coming back. This is a ranunculus. Let's pull off the heads. Let it do its thing all over again. These have pretty purple flowers. That one down there too. See, that's the borage. It didn't get very thick like the other ones, but it grew. And my 2 artichokes down there. My lettuce. I gotta harvest this. It's starting to bolt. My sunflowers. Look at all those sunflowers. Oh, my nasturtium's giving me seeds. So is this last season. Tomato is growing and the jalapeno is growing. That got bushier. So this is going to be a fun harvest this year. Everything's growing. Very big. I have to give. I'm giving 2 herbs away to my sister-in-law, so I got to remember to take that to her. I have to add more blooms to this because it's starting to give me flowers. So you can tell, flowers. So if you add more bloom to things that flower, you'll get more flowers. That's how I got a lot of flowers on this peach tree. And look at all these peaches coming. Lots of peaches. So yeah, that wraps up this video. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.